Quite simply, I've given evidence to this body before on the Southern dispute. Our position remains the same. The train drivers who do it hate it, feel it's unsafe. We believe it's inherently unsafe. Prior to the pandemic, the whole industry was moving in a different direction. All the travelling public, all passenger focused, and everybody wanted visible presence and a safe presence in every train. We've seen sexual assaults in our railway increase by 180%. We had county lines and drugs. We had areas where people were refusing to move without security guards on trains at certain times of night. Unfortunately, society hasn't got more polite, it hasn't got more safer. And since then, also the Rail Safety and Standards Board is designated that train drivers are lone workers. So every role has to be re-evaluated in light of us being those lone workers. So where there is no staff on stations, where there's nobody in booking offices, and where there's nobody on trains, right, we do not believe it's a safe railway for the travelling public. But also, we do believe that you need everybody in all those positions to run a safe railway, and we will not be supporting DOO if it comes forward as part of this deal or any future deal in the future.
Do you receive any direction from the Labour Party in these discussions or negotiations?
Excuse me for laughing. Unfortunately, no. I've had no discussions with anybody. We have briefed people in the shadow cabinet on our position as a trade union, but there has been no direct discussion or policy in relation to this dispute coming from the leadership of the Labour Party. And I think it's a matter of public record, my view on MPs and others attending picket lines.
Thank you very much.
Which is in direct opposition to my leader at this moment in time.
Yeah, thank you. I understand that the RMT has attended.
Well, we continue to talk to Network Rail, and it will continue to be a challenge. You're going to hear from Tim Shoveler. I spoke to him yesterday afternoon. We were always talking to these companies to try and work up solutions to the problems that we've jointly got, and we'll continue to do that. But it remains a challenge. The demands that have been made on us are very difficult for us to accommodate. And ultimately, we feel those demands and the inflation rate means that our members' work is being undervalued by vast amounts. But that is a deliberate policy of the government in this country at the time to lower wages of working people right across the spectrum, especially where they have an influence, to make them poorer than they used to be. And I think that's a direct result of government policy. They do want to find solutions, and I think what we get from the DfT is provocations in language and also what is put into the documents. But you can also see it the way that they run the railway. When there's a Network Rail strike, they shut Scotland and they shut large parts of Wales, and they choose to run the parts that connect to England. It's quite cynical in my view, the way they work it. And I know, because I've met the Scottish transport ministers and we engage with senior people in transport portfolio, I think it's called in the Welsh Government, that they are seething about the way they're treated. They don't get an input into what is a GB-wide infrastructure that we all need to connect up our communities and our economies, and they get no say whatsoever from the DfT. And it seems to me that there is almost a Stalinist obsession, can I say it, in the DfT about central control, and you can see that in the contracts. British Rail would never have tolerated the amount of interference from the Secretary of State. The chairman of British Rail would have been told to get on with running that business and be accountable to bodies like this, and the Minister, of course, and to Parliament, but on a report-back basis, not an interference basis. The DfT is not allowing the Scottish and Welsh authorities to have any influence on this dispute, even though they are completely affected by it.